to pick me up, as they both had to work. Anyway, time for the main story. So this whole thing started off in gym class one day. We were playing a game which involved tagging other kids. Note, this was arranged by the coach. And I chase after this kid and tag him. Then I run off. I think nothing of it, as that's what all the other kids were doing. He starts chasing me, but like I said, perfectly normal. Then the next day in science, the science teacher is teaching us about planetary orbits, about how they both orbit the sun and spin themselves, and she had a few kids come in near her, with her being the sun, and spin really quickly, move around her really quickly to symbolize planets like Mercury and Venus. I was one of those kids, and I got pretty dizzy. So dizzy, in fact, that when heading back to my table, I fell over, scraping up my leg against the table, and also falling on this kid, completely by accident. I help him up, apologize profusely, and head back to my seat. Once again, I think nothing of it. Boy, was I wrong. The next week, I'm sitting on social studies, one of the few days I was staying in school, as some of the bullying I was receiving was so bad I would just skip school or make myself vomit so I wouldn't have to go. And over the PA system, they say, such and such, please step out of the class. Now, this is very weird, since in this school they never said step out of class. They always said go to X, Y, and Z's office or go to X, Y, and Z's place. But whatever, I stepped outside my classroom and just waited. I was standing there for like 20 minutes when this crazed-looking lady came up and grabs my arm and digs her nails into it. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our entitled mother. While she wasn't your standard Karen, the chubby 11-year-old at the time was terrified. She starts screaming at me, "Don't ever touch my son! Don't you ever touch my son again, you dirty little ish! Don't effing touch my son!" She carried this on for about 5 minutes, all the while with me terrified since I had no clue what was going on. She then stops and Vice Principal walks over and pulls me into her office, and entitled mother follows. So I'm sitting in Vice Principal's office, very confused as to why I'm here, and she starts off with the classic principal line of, "Do you know why you're here?" I, of course, respond, "No," since I had no clue why I was there. And then entitled mother starts yelling at me, "Stop lying." Vice Principal does nothing to stop her, but then says to me, "You are here because you hit entitled kid." I respond, "When? I never touched him." Vice Principal then tells me entitled kid says that you tackled him against the wall during gym on XYZ date when we played the game, and that you punched him in the face. Additionally, he says that on this day in science, you knocked him to the ground, jumped on top of him, and started clawing at his eyes, and you hurt him so badly he had to go to the nurse. I responded by telling her that's completely untrue, but VP hated me. One day my bully locked me outside in the pouring rain, and when she let me back in, she said that I should be suspended for being outside, even after she saw the camera footage. So when I tell her that I didn't do it, she says that she doesn't think she can trust me over entitled kid, him being a paragon of truth or something, and calls up my mom. Now my mom, who mind you was at work just trying to finish up so she could get home to her infant child, takes my back and says that I did nothing wrong because I didn't do anything, and says that before Vice Principal rushes to judgment, she first needs to ask the teacher and the coach. And that mother gets out of hand, since after all, my precious little entitled kid could never be lying. Hey lady, I've got a surprise for you. Both teachers come in, which I saw since I was stuck in the office for the rest of the day, and they both say before entitled mother, Vice Principal, and I don't know what you're talking about. He didn't do anything. Vice Principal lets me go home, but tells me that there will be a meeting tomorrow with my mom and I, as well as entitled mother. The next day, I have a headache, so I go to the nurse. Now, I don't know how it works in most schools, but in our school, when you went to the nurse, you needed to sign in, and the date was written down as well. I tell the nurse, who liked me, the entire story, and ask her if she could check her records. She pulls out the forms and says that when me, excited by this new information, asked the nurse to come to speak to my principal later, and my mom and nurse agreed. Later that day, entitled mom My mom and I walk into the vice principal's office and sit down. Entitled mom starts her rant about how I'm a terrible child who is abusing her son and should not be allowed into school. My mom gets up and tells her to her face that she is full of nonsense, that all the teachers said I did nothing wrong, and that maybe they should nurse about what happened. Vice principal calls up nurse and asks her about this. The nurse tells the truth. The entitled kid hadn't been there. My mom sits down thinking that maybe we would be allowed to leave because, you know, I'm innocent. But oh no, dear reader, that isn't what happened. Vice principal turns to me and my mom and says, to our faces, dead serious, maybe the teacher could be lying. That's right, these teachers who had steady, secure jobs at this school and had worked there happily for years at the highest paying school in the area would sacrifice their jobs for a little kid who they didn't really like that much. The entitled mom smugly yells out, of course, they're lying. They all just want the entitled kid to get into trouble. My mom, fed up both with this and the severe bullying I'm going through, pulls me up, tells vice principal we're leaving, and heads to admissions office. She then pulls me out of this school for the next year. Joke's on vice principal though, she got fired. I forgot to mention this, but entitled mother got banned from going on school property for assaulting a minor. It didn't involve the police though. Entitled mom demands I change my movie that I'm watching on my computer to something her son wants. My high school had a day where grades 1 through 8 would come in and see what high school was. From what I was told, parents could join their children. The third grade class came into my history class to learn about the prime minister or something. I was watching how to train the Dragon 3 on my computer when the class came in. The cast is entitled kid, entitled mom, and the teacher. The teacher, okay, everyone find a seat. A lot of kids didn't go to school that day because of the kids, and most kids were presentation. Entitled kid sits next to me. Entitled kid, what are you watching and can I watch it? I'm watching How to Train Your Dragon 3 and no, because it's got a scary kid and it's part of a franchise, so you wouldn't understand what's going on. Entitled kid, you're mean. Cool. You should let my son watch or put on something he likes because that movie isn't age appropriate and entitled kid doesn't like it. No, the presentation is starting soon and it's my computer. I'm allowed to watch whatever I want. I unpaused the movie, but unfortunately a scary scene came on. Not saying what it is because it's kind of a spoiler, and entitled kid sees this and screams. What the F? Don't swear in front of your kid. Put Frozen on instead of that garbage. As a huge fan of How to Train Your Dragon, I was a bit triggered. That's it. I was going on a room where there's computers and it is quiet. No, put on Frozen so my son can watch it. No, it's my computer. Mr. Teacher, can I go down to room 103? Yeah, sure. Your student was watching a horrible movie. What was it? How to Train Your Dragon. It's not bad. I told entitled kid that he couldn't watch it. Your student should put on Frozen as an apology. The presentation is starting. Fine, but you should punish your student for watching such a horrible movie. No, she is a good student, and she warned entitled kid about the movie. Well, my son didn't like it. The teacher, the door is right over there, and if you don't stop talking garbage, he was around students, so he didn't swear about my student, and will force you to leave. Me, thanks, teacher, and I leave. I had to deal with another kid while I was eating lunch, but their good parents told them to leave me alone. Entitled mom got mad that my mom wouldn't give her another kid's clothes. So, my mom has a home daycare, and her number one problem is always that the parents never send changes of clothes for their kids. Or they will, but when my mom has to use them, then they don't send replacements. It gets so bad, no matter how many notes, texts, or emails my mom sent out. Eventually, she told the parents that she wasn't going to do this anymore, and that if their kid didn't have backups, then that's how they would stay for the rest of the day. They're inside. It's getting close to spring, and they won't go outside if this is the case. This has actually gotten parents to get on their game, but she reminded me of one parent that crossed the line. This was about 5 years ago, so some details are a bit fuzzy. This parent was terrible about sending things in general. She'd forget to send lunch for the kid, so my mom had to make it. She'd forget to send back clothes or bring in more diapers for her son. He was around 2 and not yet She would get so annoyed if my mom told her she had to bring something, almost like she expected my mom to. My mom hated this woman, but this was when she had recently reopened after taking years off to help my dad with his small business. So, she didn't have too many kids and really needed the money. Anyway, one day the same thing happened. 2-year-old Pete threw his diaper and ultimately threw his pants. There were no backups. He did this right before pickup, so even if my mom wanted to be nice and for her, she wouldn't have been able to have them done in time. She also used to do this, but won't anymore because it's not fair to her, and she likes to remind the parents that an actual center wouldn't do that, so they can't expect her to. I was home that day helping. I'm a licensed daycare substitute through the state and got it so I can help my mom when she needs